Hello and welcome once more to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Marta. Today is still the 9th of January and I have some interesting news for you today as the German Federal Court of Justice has banned an advert for the online game Runes of Magic as it was judged to have been advertising in-app purchases to children. And in the Runes of Magic forum, the developer Gameforged posted a message advertising what it was calling the Pimping Week, and this was basically advising players to buy upgrades for their character. And the message post read as such, quote, "This week again you have the opportunity to vamp up your character. Seize the advantageous opportunity to add that certain something to your armor and weapons." Now, it's important to get a little bit of context here, as you may be wondering, well, why is that so bad? But words such as pimping and vamp up are actually slang which are used by children in Germany. This, combined with the informal use of the word you, which is used in Germany when speaking to friends or children, has led the court to rule that the ad was aimed at younger people. Now, while a general suggestion that items can be bought is legal, direct purchase invitations are not. And as the ad actually contained a link to the game's online store, it was considered to be the latter. Now, the decision was of course made in a German court, but it was made in line with an EU directive which finds direct advertising to children to be an illegal practice. And as such, it could be setting a precedent that may influence the decisions of courts in other European countries. And something in a similar vein actually happened back in September last year, where the Office of Fair Trading in the UK did warn that games developers will face legal ramification over the implementation of aggressive in-app purchases unless they adapt their existing business practices. Now, I don't play this game, I'm going to be honest. It's not a game I have been familiar with at all. But it is kind of a thing that happens with some microtransaction based games, that they do tend to target people who perhaps may not realise that they're spending real money, and it's probably usually, if they're younger people, not going to be their own money, it's going to be their parents' money because their credit card is tied to the account, or perhaps they're playing a game on their parents' iPhone or whatever and the card will be tied to the iPhone and they're happily purchasing items and things like that. And of course we've all seen things in the news of children being allowed to rack up like $1,000 worth of purchases in a game. And of course you could argue, well, yeah, where was the parent when they were playing the game? And yes, I agree with you. You can't really ignore the fact that some games do try to target the young. Now, I'm not saying that that's what this game was doing, because as I said, I don't play it, I can't really comment. I'm just saying that the practice is there. It is a thing in some microtransaction free-to-play games, especially on mobile devices. So whether or not this was intentional by Gameforge, I can't really say. It does sound like they were at least trying to appeal to teenagers with the use of the language, but whether they were going against children, well, I don't know. Obviously the court felt that way, but I don't really know enough about the game to offer any comments. Still, I'm definitely a supporter of basically keeping an eye on games like this in terms of the law, because, well, they can try and push their luck sometimes. So it's definitely important to make sure that vulnerable and perhaps, naive people who don't realise because they're young that they're spending real money or whatever, then, we should not allow them to do that, basically. So, while I don't know much about the game, I support the principle of keeping an eye on such things. So, definite good one there. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.